Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. I'd appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and launch this series with a past client of mine. He went ahead and reached out to me through email when my books opened. Went ahead and included all the details of what he was trying to get tattooed and had some references. So we went ahead and we set up a consult. We did that, and then before his appointment to get tattooed, I had him come in so that way I can go ahead and trace out his arm. So that way when I'm creating this design for him, I have the exact size and dimensions of what I'm going to be working with. When somebody's going to get a sleeve, I'll go ahead and I like starting off with the outside of the client's arm, mainly because as we're doing the tattoo and you see them at the store, as the sessions are moving forward, they'll at least get the outside of their arm finished, so they're not standing in line at the store with some of this done, some of that done, or whatever. It'll be a little bit more uniform, so we'll start off on the outside, work our way into the inside of the arm, and that's just kind of my game plan when doing those tattoos. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the design process for Ben's sleeve. So I got the tracing right here of the outside of Ben's sleeve, and I went ahead and snapped a photo of it with my iPad, and I went ahead and uploaded it. One tip I want to share when uploading tracings onto Procreate, I like to use a sheet of paper, and I'll put the sheet of paper behind the tracing paper, and then I'll snap a picture of it with the iPad. And then so that way when I'm uploading the image onto Procreate, what I'll do is I will size up the image where the sides of the paper also match the sides of the Procreate sheet. So that way I know when I'm creating this design that it's going to be either the exact size or close to the size that I'm trying to get. So that's a little tip right there. So what Ben was trying to do is he messaged me and he said that he wanted to get a lion, he wanted to get some roses, he wanted to get a St. Michael piece, and he wanted to do some other tattoos, but for the outside we were going to go ahead and start with that. I chose to do the lion up top right here because the mane will work good right there, because I can go ahead and kind of shape that to the arm, and it also gives me the enough space to kind of put the face, do the details. This side of the arm is like a little bit flat, kind of. So that way there's no warpage, versus if you were to put like a lion face on the lower half of the arm, it would wrap a little bit unless you did it small enough. But what I also did do is he included a reference that he wanted to use of a St. Michael angel piece. So I went ahead and, this is where the scouring of the interwebs, trying to find different references that I could use, trying to find the cleanest, best references that I can use. Oftentimes I'll take something from this image, something from that image, and create my own image out of that. So I had this reference that he sent me. Now this tattoo sits on the top half of the arm, but we were going to go ahead and do the lion there. So using this main image right here, there was going to have to be some modifications, which is fine because we were choosing to put it on, I was choosing to put on the lower half of the arm. Part of the reason I did that is the image is a little bit more tall than it is wide. So putting it right here, it just fits the natural orientation of the arm a little bit better. When kind of doing a sleeve, I like to break it down into, there's like 3 areas of the arm. You have area 1, image here, and you have area 2. And then there's a transition area right here in the middle. And that's where I opted to do the roses. We were originally thinking of maybe throwing the roses on the back side, but as we started to create the St. Michael piece and then the wings were something that I forgot about. to be able to put the wings in there, it was just coming onto the back side a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that we had enough room for the image that was going to go right here in the front. So roses down in the lower half were not going to work. So what I originally did was try to use the roses as the transition piece. So you have the lion head up here, and then you have the roses being the transition piece going into the St. Michael piece. So this is the game plan for round one. So I used to tattoo this guy, man, who's kind of a shady dude. And I'm tattooing him and like my back's killing me. And I didn't get off work till like 9 or something like that. Yeah. And you know, all the massage places were closed, and he goes, hey, I know a massage place that's open late and they're good. And this was a guy who was kind of shady, but I tattooed him enough times where I was like gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, because I guess my hopes were that by this point he knew I wasn't about the shenanigans. So he recommends me to this massage parlor that's like in like kind of a sketch part of town. And I'm like driving by, and the storefront's all like, the blinds are all shut, like it's really like covered. And then there's just this like tiny little sign that said massage. It was weird, in this same little strip mall, they had like 2 locations. Like one location was where you would like go and like walk in, and they had some like gal who spoke English. And that, it's almost like that was the front. I go into this place, I'm expecting to like walk into the back of their like fake little front, you know? And then they redirect me to this spot like in the corner of this strip mall. I was kind of like, well, this is weird, because they're taking me to some like unmarked like storefront with just like curtains blacking the whole thing out, you know? So when I show up there, some chick comes out, some Asian lady who's like dressing a little too scandalous for like a massage lady. So that was like a little bit of a red flag. I was like, well, this is interesting. So she takes me to my room, and I'm like explaining to her like where my back hurts, where my shoulders hurt. And I see her begin to kind of smirk a little bit, kind of like, oh dang, this dude's like actually trying to get a massage. Like this guy's actually like, I'm gonna have to massage this guy. I proceed to have like the worst massage of my life. And then it was to the point like after, when I left, like I felt violated, you know? And then, so get this, so then when I tattooed that guy again, I was like, hey dude, like I went to that massage place you told me about, and like, I'm pretty sure it was like a hooker massage parlor.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait, which one did you go to? And I can see him scanning through his head like, oh dang, I recommended the wrong one. And I was like, dang, man. And that's my story with like a hooker massage parlor.
Yeah.
And we actually, I guess I kind of got another one, but not with me. This was a customer at the shop in San Diego. He says he went into a massage place and like he was just kind of a cheapskate, so he found some like sketch looking one because it was like probably cheaper.
Yeah.
And not a cheapskate when it came to his tattoos, but he was just like cheap in every other area.
Yeah.
And he said that after the massage that the lady was like, make banana cry. And then he's like, what? And she goes, make banana cry. And then he's like, oh no, I'm all right, you know? And I can't recall, are we putting something inside too?
We haven't just, or I guess we haven't decided.
Were you planning on doing something on the inside?
No,
Not necessarily.
I like how like this one is.
We can have it, yeah, just kind of taper it off into the inside of the arm.
Yeah.
That's kind of like commonly done in like kind of Japanese style tattooing for the inside of the arm. They'll just kind of, but it looks very like shaped to the body,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, I like that.
I guess, so pain-wise, not too bad, huh?
That's good. Yeah, it's just the top part, maybe a little bit, and then a part of the tricep, but other than that, like the center part of it wasn't bad.
Awesome. All right, so I just finished tattooing my client for the day. As you guys saw before he took off, I went ahead and I traced out the inside of his arm, and that just kind of to give me an outline for tattooing the inside of his arm. So I have those dimensions so I can work on that. So we'll be ready to go next time I see him. And it's accurate. I like using the clean grab because it shapes to the body, and with a little bit of soap and water it'll stick well. But I'm able to get a really good tracing versus trying to use a tracing paper and trying to see through the tracing paper. But so I went ahead and I got it on the cling wrap. What I normally like to do, little tattoo tip I guess, is I'll put some sort of marking on there to indicate which side is the top side. With the see-through stuff, I've accidentally traced it like backwards before, so I'll put little indicators on there to let me know what side it is. So let's go ahead and we're going to get this on some tracing paper. Outside of that, session went really well. My client sat very good, which definitely helps with larger tattoos, having a client that can sit well for it. So I always love it when I get somebody that can just sit really well, because lets me just kind of really put some good extra detail into the tattoo, because they can sit for it simply, not moving, none of that stuff. So